Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, one of my Anthony Finney, back on the video. Today I'm doing what if Deku had the absorbing man's abilities as a quirk. Basically, watch Spider-Man and you'll find out what the absorbing man is, but I'll also make it so we can duplicate things like if he absorbs a sword, he can duplicate that sword. And he can pop that sword out whenever he wants, even if he's not touching it anymore. And it's going to be a Momo X Deku ship, just so you know. At the age of... Oh, and by the way, if he's touched iron once in his life, he doesn't need to touch it again to absorb into it. Yeah. So this one time, he touches his mom's diamond ring, right? He touches the diamond, it's real diamond. And he turns into a diamond, and his mom goes like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Oh, and there's a bit excess that comes off his skin. And it just falls to the ground afterwards. And his mom just goes like, "Cha-ching!" But more importantly, my son has a quack. And I'm talking about like a good solid chunk. Like I'm talking about like, think of like Cheeto Puffs. And you're like about that size. Oh yes, and he can change the density of his bone structure. Basically, he can change what material his bone structure is made out of as well. Meaning he's able to lift stuff without making himself look different. And now I'm gonna say Bakugo's bullying him because everyone thinks Bakugo's quirk is more flashy and useful, but Deku's is actually more useful. I'm gonna say Deku changes into diamond. Starts beating the shit out of Bakugo. Bakugo has a broken cheek, several broken ribs, a fractured leg, and a broken arm. Oh yes, Deku does have a time limit for the amount of time he can use it. And we're making this boy OP so he can use it for like an hour straight. And it only needs a 1 second cooldown period. And it cannot be taken away from him. That part's gonna come into the future. Oh, and it cannot be erased, like I'm saying, like Eraser Code can't do shit. So I'm gonna say, you know how like mirrors do point the effect back at you? Yeah, well, I'm gonna say, as soon as that happens, a defense mechanism in his quirk activates, and he turns into a mirror. And eyes outward just erases his own quirk. Oh, and if he turns into glass, he can't get shattered into two. So, Momo's family, asked Inko how much do they want for, how much does she want from him? Her being that nice mum, he goes like, he's not for sale. He goes like, what about 10 million? She goes like, he's not for sale. We'll find out at this. He'll give you $1 million a month for the rest of your life if you lend him to us. And she goes like, what are you talking about? Oh, he would live with us. And she goes like, if I go where he goes. And basically, so they just want to make a bit, make their own resources instead of having to buy them. And they can change, like, not sure what was that.